Hello and welcome back to the Education on Fire podcast. This is the live show. It's always great to be able to bring you these. It gives us a chance to have a little bit of question and answer, a chance for you to join in. So if you're watching live, please feel free to put anything in the comments. We can bring those up on screen. If you've got a question for Phil, please do that and we can ask that as well. If you're watching on the replay, thanks so much for checking us out. You can put something in the comments below the video and we will endeavour to reply to those and give you any information that you need. So today, as you've seen, we're talking all things CPD online. It's one of the things which is really, really important. I'm going to be chatting to Phil about how he's put this project together, why he's picked this particular subject, and how you can get involved, because it's a free project, which is an amazing thing for schools and people to be able to get involved in. But of course, we're also going to be looking for people who can help expand this and move things forward. So I really hope you enjoy this conversation, and I'm going to bring Phil on and he can explain more. So hi, Phil. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, Mark. Thank you for having me.
So first of all, tell us what's the project all about, and where did that passion come from? Because it's not exactly what you're doing all the time as part of your company.
No, the project, it's called Unfolded, and the idea is that we wanted to create some teacher resources, some lessons for schools. They're a little bit different to what's currently available. Wanted to do something a bit interactive. It's what we do in our day job. So we're a digital learning agency. We do lots of kind of cool things, interactions and animations, and we just felt that we could do something that's a little bit different, something that's really cool for schools. And we started just as a little bit of a, we just wanted to put something together as a bit of a showcase and a bit of a, look at what we can do kind of thing. And it kind of escalated from there really, and we've ended up kind of developing a full framework and a full project around it, and we've decided that maybe this is something we could do a little bit more with.
And tell me the journey from this seems like a great idea, probably a little while ago, to the journey of making it an actual reality, and some of the iterations that you've probably been through during that time.
Yeah, so it started, like I say, we've kind of always, we're a service-based company, and we've always kind of thought, oh, we need a product because, there's only so much you can do with service. We needed something to make us a little bit sustainable. So we've always been looking for something. We've kind of dabbled with a couple of ideas. And we actually did a project for somebody else. We created a climate change curriculum for primary schools for an organization called Our Classroom Climate. And we did that in collaboration with our clients, and we were like, "Oh, this is pretty cool," and we're quite good at it. We've got a team of teachers in house that we've employed, as well as our digital creative people, and we thought, oh, we could perhaps do something ourselves around this. So that's kind of where it started. And we sort of said, let's just kind of create a lesson. We kind of then decided on PSHE as kind of our initial lessons. We felt that it's an area where it's a little bit it's a challenging subject, but we think it's a really, really important subject. So we just thought, let's just put some lessons together. So we talked to a PSHE expert, got some kind of overview materials, and we kind of just developed it from there. So yeah, it was it was probably about 2 years ago, something like that. We started, and trying to do our day job at the same time. We're with a bootstrap company. We don't have outside funders, so we're kind of having to kind of do it whilst we've got the time, and kind of fill those gaps. So it has taken a bit of time to do that, and we've been through numerous iterations, chopped and changed it a lot, and finally kind of landed on where we are now.
And I think one of the reasons I really loved this idea when I first saw it was the fact that so much of the time on the podcast we talk to people, and they're it's great, you have to cover all these things within the curriculum, and however you like the curriculum or not is one story. But the essence of, in order for a child to be healthy, happy, supportive, and wanting to learn, the things that you cover in PSHE is really, really important. Are they comfortable? Are they at home in school? Are they getting the support at home that they need? Or if not, do they know how they're doing? And I think a lot of the things that you're probably able to cover, and the lots of the things in that particular part of the curriculum are things, like you say, maybe they normally come after some of the core subjects, which is what people are always having to do due to the curriculum. And I know you still have to do PSHE as part of the curriculum, but I think starting there shows a sort of an intent which sort of really sort of hits home, I think, with everyone here at Education on Fire.
Yeah, and say for me and for us organisation, PSHE is important because they're the things that matter in lot. We can, things like maths, yeah, it's useful, but in terms of your day-to-day life, the PSHE stuff, being able to look after yourself, being able to help others, being able to create healthy relationships, be able to look after your own health mentally, physically, they're the things that really matter. And That's kind of, I think, what I want to start with that. And you know, for me, that's the core foundation. I'm also a governor at a special needs school, and a lot of their curriculum is around preparing, preparation for adulthood and for life. And like I say, a lot of that is starting with these kind of PSHE topics, and it's so vast and broad. And like I said, the thing I love about this is it's so expandable. It doesn't have to just fit within the topics that are within the national curriculum. There's so many more things that aren't in the curriculum where we can develop lessons and do things that aren't currently out there. So yeah, that's kind of where I want to kind of take it actually, and not just kind of keep it within the curriculum, but look at those kind of subjects that are interesting to that sit outside of that, because there's so much more out there.
Yeah, and the thing I love about that is it often takes someone from outside of the education system or outside of the classroom sometimes to go, well, we've got completely free reign here. We think this is important and we can make this a reality in a way that maybe other people within certain circumstances or certain organizations wouldn't be able to do. So I think that's the thing that's going to push education in a positive direction and be more supportive for children, sort of going forward. So we could chat about this all night, but why don't we jump into you being able to demonstrate and show exactly what you've done, and
Sure.
people can get a good idea of what it looks like, and how
Mm.
they can make use of it.
Sure. So what we've done essentially, so we've created a plug and play, pick it up and go interactive or series of interactive lessons. So this one we look at is this is the first one we've released, which is ready now and completely free. If anyone wants to go and sign up, you can do so. And like I say, it's completely free, and it's all ready to go. And this one's the first lesson on dental health. But essentially, what we've got is the idea is that it's a digital delivery, so it can be delivered primarily through whiteboards. Is the idea. So it's kind of it's on display, but a large part of it is it's kind of prompts for the teacher. So we've got interactions in there. We've got kind of cool animations and things, but a lot of it and a lot of the design around it is framed for the teacher as well as the student. So it's not just about making an interactive lesson for students. It's making it really, really simple and easy for a teacher. And again, with PSHE, we felt that sometimes it's one of those afterthought types of lessons. Oh, we need to do we've got to do a lesson on dental care. Oh, okay. So we wanted to kind of make it that you could literally just pick it up and go, and that's kind of what we've done. But we've also kind of put in some customization features as well. So all lessons, all of the units, they've got a teacher guide that's again, it's complete. Available and downloadable if it loads. It's a bit slow, sorry. Um, and the teacher guide again is based on um, lots and lots of research. So again, with dental health, there's lots of different things out there, lots of different resources, lots of different organisations. So we've got some information in there around the statutory guidance. So we've got it primarily, we've done it around the national curriculum for England, but we've also looked at the devolved curriculums, and we've looked about how that links to other curriculums as well. And again, the thing I love about this is we can expand this out into any curriculum. It can the frame that we've created can apply to any topic, any curriculum, any age group even. We've started with primary, but there's no reason why we can't do it for anything else. And we've got obviously a lot of information. So this teacher guide is quite detailed. There's lots of stuff in there, but again, it's more as a reference guide. Take what you want out of it, and you know, whichever bits is important, and making sure that teachers got the knowledge if they need it or want it. Each of the lessons obviously have a lesson plan as well. So we've got these kind of interactive lesson plans. So again, we've got starting on the English statutory guidance, but we've also, so you can click into the different ones to see how that links with the devolved curriculums. And then we've got the different lesson details. Again, we tried to keep it nice simple. We've put nice interactive features in there, so you can put your own notes in here, or you can print it off if you want, and obviously write on it. And then what we've also got is a series of all of the lessons of around these 8 areas. So we start with an activate activity. We then do an initial assessment, move on to a presentation, guide, feedback, do the practice, reassess and summarize. So all of our lessons follow that same formula, which is, done lots of research on what a well-structured lesson should look like. And all of our lessons, like I said, you could pick it up and go. And these are our, recommended pick up and go lessons, pick up and go activities. But each of them actually has different alternatives as well. So again, a teacher can fully customize the lesson as well. So again, what you can do is select the activities that you've decided to customize your lesson. It will change on your interactive lesson plan, and then we can just print or download that as it is. So you've got your reference points. Again, we want to make it nice and easy for teachers. So again, we try to keep it nice and simple and concise. We didn't want to kind of clog up with pages and pages of different combinations of lesson plans. So again, this is one of our big challenges, was how can we do a nice tidy lesson plan whilst making sure we've got all those custom options in there as well. So we've kind of landed on this format. And going back to the lessons, so like I said, we've got this range of interactive lessons. Just push that to one side so we could full screen it. So again, like I said, we've got all the 8 things. So when you first go into the lesson, the idea is you can do your planning now from this. And our recommended lesson will start on these activities. We could just preview those if you want to, or you can go and customize this. And we can now start to think about, okay, actually, I want to kind of really tailor this to my class, my context, and we can start to put different activities into place. I'll just start with the standard lesson and just show you what that looks like. So we have a range of characters. So this is Chomp. So Chomp's our kind of guide. He's our one that kind of navigate us through, and then we've got 4 main characters, children who all have been created with their own strengths and their own challenges, and we wanted to bring in all of that kind of inclusivity into those characters as well, and make sure that we kind of capture and really kind of relate to students, to make sure that they start to see themselves in some of the characters and the challenges that they have as they go on these journeys through the lessons. So one of the things we thought was important, so all of them, I said, they start with a simple kind of type of activity. So again, we start about, okay, well, who is this person? And then we've got all these different games and stuff. So again, the idea is it's up on the screen, and the idea is they're going to figure out that this is a dentist. And then we kind of go into lots of different activities, and depending on what it is. One of the things we wanted to make sure, again, we kind of put into place is making sure that, again, with PSHE, making sure that everyone feels they're in a safe space. So we've kind of put together a little kind of agreement, sort of saying, no, anything that stays in this room, and we want the teacher to kind of really embody creating a safe space to talk about some of these topics that may be challenging. Particularly as we get into some of the more trickier themes later down the line. So again, we've got various activities. So we've got true or false. So again, the idea is that this can be up on the whiteboard, and the children can either, they can shout out, or individuals can be doing. Again, it's up to the teacher how they want to kind of do this. And I say what we're trying to do is just give them a tool to kind of deliver it. And might get that one wrong. And the idea is, like, say, we've got these assessments. I'll skip forward a little bit. Once we've kind of done the initial assessment, we'll have a little video. So we've created these animations. I'm sure you can hear that, but
I wish I knew what they do in that.
This one's about going to the dentist, and they're all discussing about what they think's happening when they go to see the dentist. So they're all having their little ideas about what's actually going to happen in the room, and then the idea is that then the children can start talk about that and think about, okay, what is it that happens in the dentist? So again, it just follows this same theme, and like I said, this is just one pathway that you can take. And then we've got the activities, we've got then the let's see what actually happens, and then we've got a practice. So one of the things we've got to practice in actually is about looking after your teeth. We've actually got an interactive game where you can brush the teeth and make sure you're brushing all the things in the right place. And then we've got a reassessment again at the end. Again, we'll just repeat that activity, and then there'll be a summary at the end. So the idea is, it really kind of goes through I'll go back to the home and can see how it looks with the customized thing. So again, we can now sort of decide, okay, what do we want to do? In fact, for assessment, I don't want to do true or false. Let's do a odd one out. So again, we could just review that and see what that looks like. And again, we could sort of say, okay, what's the odd one out? Okay. And all this at the moment is for Key Stage 1. But again, like I said, there's nothing, we are planning on doing Key Stage 2 as well, but we want to start with Key Stage 1. And then the idea is we'll build up through the key stages. So you can now really customize your lesson depending on, and all of these interchange and interlock, and the idea is that you can pick any combination and it will fit together into a proper learning journey. And then what we've also done, we've also put together a thing where you can actually customize your own slides. If you want to put your own activity in there, we've kind of got this customizer, so we can say, okay, let's have Chomp, and he's going to be looking concerned, and then we could put our own headings, our own text, and then we can even change the time of the activity. And then we can really kind of, let's say, put our own little activity in there. Got a little timer down here again, so we put again estimated times of all activities, so we get a sense of what that time is. So again, you can customize it to make sure, okay, actually I don't have 53 minutes. Okay, well, let's do the individual practice, then that brings it down to 36 minutes. Again, you can time it to suit the length of your class. So yeah, we try to kind of make it as flexible whilst being, pick up and go at the same time. So we've kind of tried to think about everything. We've got a range of other features as well. So we've got little simple things like changing it to light and dark mode. So if you don't like the orange, or the orange isn't showing up too well in your room, you can change that up. We've even got a simple thing where you can, again, the idea is of being a whiteboard, you can just literally white the board out. So save you having to, again, just little things that teachers might struggle with. Okay, I've got to change the channel thing, I've got to unplug something. We wanted to kind of eliminate all that and just go, you know what, you want your whiteboard, just push this button and you could go straight back in. So just simple things, but just little things that make that journey with say in the classroom much easier. And then we've also included some energizing and calming activities. The idea being that, again, if you want to regulate your class, they're getting a bit hyper or they need a bit of pepping up. At any point, you can just go, cool, let's do something and we're going to energize you and let's play a game. So we've got something like Color Quest. And again, we've got a thing, so running around the room and doing things, again, it's completely randomized, so they'll a body part and then something that's colourful, so we could just get them moving and running around the room. We've got like a little, where's Molly? So Molly's my little dog, so we wanted to get her in there, and we've got different scenes where Molly will appear, so we'll put her in the Arctic. And then again, it's just like a Where's Wally type of activity, and you can try and find her. There she is, peeping here. So again, just kind of little fun things which kind of, again, just kind of give you a little bit of extra something. You need to fill an extra 5 minutes at the end of class, or you just need to kind of go, okay, let's get you all moving a little bit and we can jump in and do something for 5 minutes just to kind of get it. And then likewise with Calm, we've got some guided breathing in there as well. So again, just want to relax everyone, and got different scenes again and different things with just some little simple animations that will hopefully relax the children. So we want to kind of, we're going to look on building that kind of library of things, and we might even create them as standalone little assets that we can kind of send out to schools if they're useful and there's much call for it. But again, like I said, it's about making a full toolkit and saying, like, you've got everything you need for your lesson right here, and it's at your fingertips, and bam, it's up on the screen. You don't have to be fiddling around with, say, chopping and changing. Everything's within this one central area. So yeah, that's a little bit of a whistle-stop tour. But yeah, hopefully gives a sense of what it's about.
I think for me, I think because you've thought of so many things, like I say, it just the be able to put it off the shelf and use it if you need it that way. I think the customization thing's brilliant. I was just thinking in terms of, you talked about the dentist, because that actually looks and feels very different for a child very much over those first few years, from having sort of milk teeth to then losing your teeth, and let alone any of those other things as well. Let's say if you can then adapt it as you go further forward. And I really like the way it's sort of laid out, because I think I can visualize whatever topic you would then be able to put into that. It works so simply, and like I say, you're not having to go through a million different windows. The format and the way that it works, and think, like say, things like the whiteboard and the other activities you can do. So the class would still know that we're now sort of in this world. This is what we're going to be doing for this amount of time. But you've then got that ability to, okay, I can take it in this direction now, like I say, without having to go and get something completely different or feel like we're just sort of chopping and changing where we are and what we're doing. So I think I can see why it's taken the time and all the thought that's gone into it. So yeah, congratulations first of all, because I think it's brilliantly put together, and yeah, and exciting for what's possible moving forward. So we should probably talk about that. What's the next step? What's your sort of aim for it, and what are you looking for people to help you with?
Yeah, so we didn't really know when we first started this. We didn't really think too much about what it is that we wanted to do. Like I said, we just knew that we wanted to create something that was a little bit different and something that was going to be useful for schools, useful for teachers, and something that both teachers and students would enjoy. So we've kind of landed on where we've kind of landed now. Is like I said, we started with these PSHE topics. We've finished the dental lessons now, so we've got 4 dental lessons which are ready and can be used now, which is good timing because, as the government's recently announced, they're investing a lot of money into some making sure that schools are doing those fundamental things around dental care, which is so hopefully that can help with that. But we're also in the middle of creating a series of 4 lessons on sleep health, and then we're also doing 3 lessons on sun safety. So we'll make sure that's released around Easter time. So by end of April, they should be ready. So ready for when the sun comes out.
Fingers crossed.
And then and we've also then put together an introductory, it's like an introduction to health and well-being. Physical health essentially. So what we're doing is the ones that we're kind of creating ourselves off our own back and funding ourselves are the ones around this kind of this package of physical health things. So we've also got things like healthy eating in there and a couple of other ones like that. So the idea is we're going to kind of build up this package ourselves, our own expense, just as a kind of as something to create. And then the idea is that what we'd like to do is we'd then like to obviously expand that out. And like I said, the beauty of this, we can expand it to any topic. It can be on any subject really. Ideally, we kind of want to fit it in around that PSHE citizenship and that kind of things that where kind of our passion is, but it can be done. We said we could do this around geography, history. There's no reason why that it won't fit into the framework. And we're looking then for organizations that kind of want to help us with this and can help us fund it. We're a small organization. If I was a millionaire, then I'd love to just do this and throw loads of money at it and just build it out and give it away for free. And if people wanted it, we don't have that luxury, unfortunately. So we're looking for people to help us. And what we wanted to do really is ask for help from those organizations out there, the big organizations that do a lot of work around corporate social responsibility and social value, and have passions about these things. So someone that's passionate about dental care, but the toothpaste companies, for example, and say, look, you could create an education outreach program, essentially, which would cost you, if you were to go and do this from scratch yourself, it will cost you 6 figures, plus. We've already done all the hard work. Come and sponsor a lesson for £10,000 a year, something like that, and you can put your name to this. You can then get this out there, part of your corporate social value. Bang for buck, it's quite a lot, and you can say this is going to every single school in the world, really, because it can. There's no reason why anyone can't access it. Parents, anyone could come on, this tutors, whatever. And we're saying that we can do that really, really quickly, really easily in our framework. Now we've got the ability to do that, and we'd love as many organisations on really important topics to come forward and say, we'd love to create a lesson on recycling or whatever that may be, and we can kind of create that with them and then get that out and give it to the schools. And like I said, it's a free resource that's fully funded by corporations that have perhaps that little bit of money and want to do a bit of good in the world and want to kind of educate people on things that are important generally, but specifically to that organization. So that's kind of what we're aiming at. That's where we want to get to. Like I said, we'll continue to do our own thing as and when we've got time organizationally to kind of keep building it. But like I said, that will be fairly limited on that without a bit of funding, because I do have to pay my bills, unfortunately. But that's kind of where we want to take it. And like I said, ideally what I'd love to do is completely go in this direction, and this is what we do. This becomes our main thing rather than a side thing. And we actually end up building those lessons. We did for a while think about should we sell this to school to fund it, because then we could, again, if we get the traction, but I just didn't want to do that. I just wanted to go. I don't want to exacerbate the problem of schools. I want to kind of help the schools. I want to kind of go, what, you don't have money, you don't have time, and we can do something about that. We can, and collectively we can do something about that. So that's kind of where, I guess, where we want to take it.
Well, first of all, I love that sort of personal attachment to it as well, because I think, like I say, you have a sense of what you want to do, and I love the fact you can bring your expertise into something which is then going to be so helpful for people. And you can just tell there'll be companies and organizations out there who actually have, you know, sort of ring fence money or budgets within certain things which they can use for that, and having something that's already there that they can see is tried and tested, then that's a win-win, like say, from that point of view. But also I think there'll be some people thinking, oh, it's the sort of thing I'd love to be able to do, but where do I start? I need a developer, I need an idea, I need the training, you know, and then you're like, oh, I really can't do that. And the fact that it's all there, and you can just, if you've got the creativity and the imagination of what you want to do, to be able to do that with you, to create it, and like say, relatively quickly as well, that's an exciting prospect.
Yeah, and like I said, I think that for me is the, you know, if I was on the shoe was on the other foot and I was looking at it, I'd be like, look, you know, it took us 2 years to do this, and this is what we do. This is our day job. You know, we've got teachers, we've got creatives, and it's taken us 2 years to do this. And I won't tell you how much, you know, money it's probably cost us to get to this point as well, but a lot. Have, you know, being able to say to somebody, look, if you, like I said, if you wanted to go and do this, so you'd be spending, you know, 6 figures plus to do this, and you know, and a couple of, you have to go and, you know, get the team together, or you have to pay someone to do it, and like I said, it's that all of that kind of iteration, all that time and effort to go into it.
Yeah.
So for me, it's really, like it's a low cost, quick turnaround, and low effort. And actually, when you kind of go, you know, these organizations who want to kind of tick a corporate social value box without, you know, they might not have massive amounts of resource or massive amounts of time themselves, but they want to do a little bit something. For me, you know, like I said, you're going to find something that's, it's going to be difficult to find something you get the same level of bang for buck, you know, in terms of time and money. And like I said, the idea is, like I said, this is never going to be, you know, we're never going to get rich off this, and it's not about us making money off this. There's a little bit around there making us sustainable and giving us, you know, but this is, you know, if I wanted to make money off this, I'd go to investors and would go and would sell it to schools, and that it's a much more profitable model than, and it's much easier in a way than, you know, trying to go and battle with, you know, have these kind of conversations with corporate organizations and you know, fight them for a little bit of money. But like I said, it's not kind of, I didn't quite feel right about that. That's not what the direction I wanted to go in. And like I said, I feel like, you know, my philosophy in life is, you know, I feel very lucky. You know, I never didn't have any money growing up or anything like that, but I feel very privileged in my position where I am now. I feel, you know, very lucky, and I feel like if I could just give a little bit something back, and I'd love to work with people who feel the same in the field, and they've got that little bit of privilege, and it's just about, you know, let's just all chip in a little bit, and I think if we all do that, then the world's a better place generally. So that's kind of what, yeah, that's kind of what's driving, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the fact that, as we know as well, is the fact that due to the technology, it's now available to everybody. Like you say, you know, every school could get hold of it. There are mentors, there are parents, there are tutors, anybody that thinks, oh, I can actually make this work. And I think also, like you say, that customization thing is good, because often there's tools and bits of software that you use where you think, oh, it could just fit in my wheelhouse a little bit differently or a little bit better, or it sort of does it and sort of doesn't. So I think to be able to have a conversation with someone and say, I'd like to be able to create this in this way, but what you've done works brilliantly, I just need to adapt it slightly. I mean, that's just an amazing thing to be able to do in the reasons that we said, in the way that we can do it. So I really hope that people watching this, if you've got an idea or you want to get involved, then obviously get in touch. But if you know someone who might be able to, or an organisation that you think would be able to benefit this, and vice versa, then do sort of share this video, because then we can make a real impact. And that's really what we're here to do, is to share these great stories and great ideas and all this creativity, and that collectively as a society as well as a community, that we can make a big difference with that as well. So where would you like people to go and find out about it more, or email address to get in touch with you? What's the best thing for people to do?
Yeah, so the website, like I said, there's lessons live now, and there's lots of information on the website, which is unfoldeducation.com. So yeah, that's kind of the first port of call. If you want to find out more, then we're on the social, so you can look up Unfold Education, or Spokes Education is our organization that's creating it. Or you can email me directly, phil@spokeseducation.com. So yeah, like I said, anyone wants to get involved, and we also kind of want to talk to teachers as well. So what we're doing at the moment, we've got a number of teachers. We've called upon our network of, you know, so we've got a lot of teachers in the team, and I've worked a lot with schools, so I've called in a lot of favors from my teacher friends and colleagues. And we've got lots of people testing it and user testing in actual schools at the moment. So we've got people actually, teaching these lessons, and we're asking them for detailed feedback on what's working well, what doesn't work well. We've been into, let's say, when I was a school governor, I went to school and tried it on all the technology, make sure it works with a whiteboard, make sure that there's no kind of, and again, there's only so much testing we can do ourselves. So again, that's why we want to kind of get it out to as many people as possible, and just get everyone trying it and letting us know what works well and what doesn't work well, and if there's anything else we can do to make this better. Because the beauty of it, again, when we don't have the investors and stuff like that, which is a downside in terms of being able to do something bigger with it. The beauty of it is we're not held accountable to anyone. So actually, if we go, what, if we want to change it, we can change it, and it we can just go and do it, and it's not going to cause, it's not going to be a long-winded conversation and battle. It's going to be, we think that's right, we think that's a great idea, cool, let's go and do it. And I've really enjoyed it, and the team have loved it. It's been such a fun project. We do, we work on a lot of projects. Some of the projects are pretty dry, pretty pretty hard going, some of the things that we work on, but this one, all the team have absolutely loved work, and I want to do more, and they're kind of saying to me, can we do more, can we do, it's like, yeah, but we need to start making, we need to start getting a bit of money in for it now, because I can't, if like I said, if I could just do it and this is all we did, then great. But yeah.
Fantastic. Well, just so that people can see, this is what the website looks, and you can see it's got everything about it at the top there, and you can get in contact, sign up, get involved. So yeah, unfoldeducation.com, and that will give you the opportunity to discover more, and just to sort of emphasize that it is sort of free to everyone using it. So you've got nothing to lose by getting involved, by signing up, giving it a go, and that's the best thing. I think the word of mouth is the thing. If you're a teacher, if you're a school, if it works across the school, then fantastic, and you'll know other people, whether it's within your academy trust or people that are friends of yours in the profession, that you might be able to share it with as well. So yeah, please do spread the word, and let's make this as supportive for as many children and as many teachers as we can. So amazing work. Thanks so much, Phil. I really appreciate, well, first of all, making it a reality, that's the first thing, but thanks for coming and sharing it. And it's always great to be able to sort of hear the story and how it's put together, rather than just the website as well, but to be able to do the two things and see it working is really helpful for people. So yeah, really appreciate you spending the time and sharing that with us today.
Thank you. And like I said, for me, again, I think the benefit of more people looking at it and getting involved, again, it gives us a little bit more weight when we go and talk to the corporates and say, look, we've already got X amount of people using this, and you can already, because the idea is we can just build that, we can release it straight away. Anyone that's already signed up, they'll have immediate access to those. And like I said, I think that what we'll probably look to do is look to create those kind of lessons, and I'd be interested to hear from people what lessons and resources are missing. What kind of things do they want, and we know there's plenty of full curriculums out there on PSHE, and we know you can go and buy in a full curriculum, or there's plenty of stuff on the PSHE Association and websites like that. But what I'm actually interested in is thinking, what is kind of missing, what's not great, and what are those things that aren't in the curriculum that you would like to be teaching, that you don't have great resources for at the moment. And then we can start to look and go, again, have those conversations with those corporate sponsors and say, look, we've got teachers crying out for this, can you help us out? And so again, I think we want to do a lot of work, and again, we need to get better at social media and things like that. We're going to try and start to work that and try and create a little bit of a community around it, so that we can really start to understand what teachers want and work with them. And that's kind of what, again, I've talked about where I want to take it from a corporate perspective, but actually from a community perspective, we really want to take that forward and think about how we can give people what it is they want, and how we can make teachers' lives easier, because that's at the core of where this started. All these teachers we've got in our team now that left teaching because for one reason or another. My wife's a teacher. We've got there's lots of kind of passion there around how can we help teachers, because they do such a wonderful job, and I couldn't do it. So yeah, but what I can do is potentially help them in other ways. So that's,
exactly. Yeah, that's amazing. And if you can help, if you're watching and you can help in any way, then do that. Get in touch with Phil direct. If you want to leave a comment below here, if you're watching on the replay, do that. We'll make sure we feed all that information back as well. So yeah, thanks so much, Phil. I really do appreciate it. And let's keep this conversation going. Keep me in the loop. If there's anything we can do a follow up, like I say, the next version or a different topic, then I'm more than happy to come and chat again, and so we can spread the word as much as we possibly can. So yeah, appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you.
education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire.